Final week of the month. Halloween is Saturday. Lots going on. And maybe on top of all of that, you're looking for a job, right? You've been out of work during the pandemic. Maybe you're still searching. If you are, you know the competition for jobs is really tough right now. But what if you knew a few secrets to help you stand out? Well, let's get some right now. Angela Civitella is a business leadership coach joining us today with the 5 things hiring managers are really looking for. This is your business, Angela, and you know it well. You have some secrets for us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yes, there's some pointers that can help you if you are looking for a job in these trying times. And the first, I think, really important tip here is that everybody expects to show up looking perfectly and conducting a perfect interview. Perfection is out the window. People are looking for a much more human contact and connection with who they're hiring and who they're being interviewed by.
Well, so Angela, would you say that it's mainly because of what's going on now and having to do a lot of these interviews via Zoom, as we are talking right now, that the perfection isn't really necessary, if we ever thought it did?
You know, as all things transition, and, you know, there's a trajectory to everything. COVID has definitely focused in more on the human exchange between two people because there's no physicality anymore. You're not in front of somebody. You're doing it through Zoom. So it needs to become a much more personal exchange.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, now we're hearing about this EQ, emotional intelligence, which, you know, has been around for a while, but is it really more important than IQ?
It has become the most important element that you focus in on when you're hiring somebody. And when you are looking to be hired, it's a really, really important point for you to be able to demonstrate that you are very well done with your EQ, because it's a matter now of communication, collaborating, and establishing a sense of community, not only with your colleagues, but also with your employer. The experience is not just about doing your job. It's also about how you want to get along with everyone. Do you want to get to know everybody? Do you want this to become more of an interactive experience for you?
Well, that kind of leads into the next point about problem solvers. That's what they're looking for. So is that part of the emotional intelligence, if you can solve problems and handle difficulties?
That is the most important element to have. I would say, you know, at the same level as EQ is your problem-solving skills. It really demonstrates your critical thinking skills. Do you have a meltdown when there's a problem? Are you very resourceful and very good at reacting upon a problem that, you know, immediately is put in front of you? What orientation do you have? So people look for that. They want to see that you're effective and efficient on cue.
I wonder how could that be measured, Angela? If you're doing an interview like the way we're talking right now, how could I demonstrate as a job seeker that I can solve problems and act in the moment appropriately?
Key questions need to be asked with regards to how they would handle a certain problem. Probably give them a case study, you know, short case study that could be a quick answer for them, just to get telltale signs as to how their critical thinking is constructed, you know, surrounding the situation that's presented to them. And usually the employer or HR department, they're very good at picking up very subtle cues when someone answers.
Okay, so like I could present a scenario, you know, about what would you do if this happened, or I could, as a job seeker, I could say, you know, one time this happened to me, and this is how I reacted. I mean, I suppose that would help.
You know, bring them into a problem that, if you're the employer, ask their opinion on a problem that you're actually looking to solve right now. See what their thinking is. See if they can contribute immediately. How quickly they can be resourceful in maybe facilitating something that you didn't think about. You know, on the spot experience that you demonstrate that, I think is a very refreshing way to get to know who you're hiring.
Good. This is one that sounds like parental advice. It's not what you say, but how you say it.
Aren't 90% of arguments happen because of tone.
Tone, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you measure your tone, if you temper your tone, that percentage will exponentially go down. And it's about exchange and discussion and not confrontation and conflict any longer, which is what you're looking to avoid.
Yes. Again, what Mom always used to say, watch your tone, right? Yes.
The old adages were absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And finally, Angela, I think it's sometimes we do find that people don't do their homework as they should when they're trying to find a job. So you need to gain some knowledge about who you're talking to try to get this job.
Do your research. Find out how the company was founded. Who are the owners? What kind of business trajectory have they had over the years? What kind of markets are they in? What kind of products are they selling? How effective are they? Who their competition is? Find out all the different angles so that when you walk in with complete knowledge, or as complete knowledge as you can, by letting them know you are interested and invested in their business.
Yeah, good. And think how much easier that is now, people. Come on. Compared to the old days, you can look up anything now and find out something, right?
It is easily accessible, and if you don't, it's just pure laziness. And maybe you're not that interested to begin with.
Yeah, good point.
And they'll know that.
Yeah. Angela, you have some great tips right on this website that we're putting up right now for folks to unlock your potential. How do you pronounce the name of your business, Angela?
It's Intinde.
It is Intinde. So Intinde.com. Yes, we have that up on screen. And
right.
You do the coaching, and there's some other resources we can gain from this site.
You have access to leadership development, team building development, executive coaching, different workshops based on career management, conflict resolution, so many important elements that go into making sure that you show up with your highest and best potential within a business and to make your business flourish in the end. That's what this is all about. Essential
points for sure. I was going to say especially now, but it kind of does feel like especially now. So these were great tips that you shared with us, Angela. We sure appreciate you for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a great pleasure.
You are so welcome. Thank you, Angela. Nice job. When we come back.